going on, y'all? I want to check out this video with David Wackman. Guess what he's talking about? I'll give you a second. Put it in the comment section. Guess what he's crying about today? Trump. Yeah, you guessed correctly. Why? Because he does 8 to 10 Donald Trump videos every day. This dude is sitting there crying, spitting some mumbo jumbo. It's a bunch of nasty work. Let's check it out. Get straight into the video.
There is this tendency every time Donald Trump or the Republican Party do something grotesque or corrupt or cruel or spectacularly incompetent to react as though this is a shocking development. Ooh, I can't believe how did they do this? Well, yeah, we can believe it. First of all, most of the stuff they're doing, they told us they would do. Most of the things Trump is doing, he said that he was going to do. They told us who they were, and tens of millions of people voted for it anyway. Trump didn't sneak into American politics disguised as a sober and ethical public servant. He was a compulsive liar from day one. He was a shameless con man from day one. He was a malignant narcissist from day one. And he's a guy whose understanding of government goes only as far as what would be good for me personally.
How you could talk all that crap about Trump all day, every day, just on a regular basis, and mum's the word when it comes to any Democrat? You're not going to call them out at all? Not a single one? Nothing? Biden just falling asleep right in front of your face. You didn't want to mention that at all. That's crazy. You are obsessed with Donald Trump. The last video we covered, he was talking about Donald Trump's pants. We need answers. Tell me what's in them. Like, hey, yo, how did you get here? But then that's where Wackman, with his nasty self, sitting there crying all day, that's what he does. This dude is an obsessed loser.
That's all that he cares about. Republican officials looked at that and they made a choice. And some enthusiastically embraced him. Others privately said, he is dangerous and unfit and contemptible, but I'm going to support him publicly because I'm scared that he's going to come out against me, or because I want his tax cuts, or I want to get a judge in there, or I would like to get a TV appearance, or just even being protected from my primary challenger. These were decisions that were made. It wasn't like they fell into it by accident. So,
yes, does Wackman realize Trump lives rent-free in his head? I don't think he does. I don't think he does at all.
Then the corruption arrives. Trump replaces qualified people with loyalists, and he makes cruelty the policy of the government, and democratic institutions become mere obstacles rather than checks and balances. You blame every failure on an immigrant or a Democrat or a minority or a communist or an anarchist or whatever. And then people go, I'm shocked that he's doing this. Why are you shocked? This was the platform. And the strongest counter argument is many voters were not explicitly voting for corruption or authoritarianism. They simply said, inflation has to be dealt with. Let's try Trump. Immigration has to be dealt with. Let's try Trump. Or it was about cultural resentment or abortion or taxes or whatever else the case may be. And that could certainly be true in a lot of individual cases. There were people who maybe weren't thrilled with Trump, but they really didn't like Hillary, or they really didn't like Kamala Harris. But if you are an adult and you believe in personal responsibility, you have to be held responsible for what are the foreseeable consequences of your choices. If you hire an arsonist knowing he's an arsonist because you like his position on property taxes, you can't go, oh, I'm shocked.
This dude here, the comparisons be crazy. Wasn't he comparing Trump to like a serial? I'm not going to say the rest for YouTube purposes, but wasn't he comparing him to that? Now it's like, it's always some extreme off the wall comparison. And it's because he's trying to help brainwash, I guess, the lefties to all hate Trump. When it's like, dude, you're not calling anyone else out. You're not calling out any of the hypocrisies on the left. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. The obsession with Trump is like, it's nonstop. His obsession. This dude is like Bear from the Obsession film. Blatantly. In fact, they kind of look some. What the? Why is he doing this? Hold on. You don't look like hey you guys from the Goonies. Remember the Goonies movie? You pull out a Baby Ruth, he gonna go crazy, bro. He gonna lose his mind. You know, snap for the Baby Ruth. Shout out to the people that watch Goonies back in the day.
That he burned a building down. Your preferred justification for why you supported this guy doesn't erase all the warnings and evidence and the results that we get. The warnings were everywhere. He tried to overturn an election he lost. He praised political violence. He caused political violence. He demanded personal loyalty from public officials and surrounded himself with this cadre of criminals and conspiracy theorists and extremists and opportunists, and described the presidency as an instrument of revenge. I will be your retribution. Dear God, what about doing something on affordability? No, I will be your retribution. And what Republican politicians did, and it trickled down to a lot of the voters, is excuse him or protect him or go, it's just bluster, or submit to him and make submission to Trump a condition of remaining in the party. And then voters said, let's give these people power.
Yo, he OD. Making it seem like Trump is a whole dictator. Meanwhile, they got socialists running around trying to be dictators currently, trying to push communism and all that. And mum's the word. This dude is silent. He ain't saying nothing. That's crazy to me. It's astonishing.
The depressing reality is that democratic systems don't automatically produce decent outcomes. And if you go back to, Socrates' critique of democracy, it is true.
Bitch, you better. My bad. So I get offended. I'm really into philosophy. You don't use Socrates' name for some bullshit like this. When you're insane, Socrates would have laughed in your face. You quoting him. Not even quoting him. You trying to just use him to go after Trump. Meanwhile, Socrates would have called you a bitch. You would have went into your whole little studio setup, started smacking books off the damn case, ripping them. I'm joking. Somebody else would have did it. He would have laid down as he talked crap about it, or someone else would have been ripping your damn books apart.
The democratic systems produce outcomes based on the choices people make. And if you can convince enough voters to make a choice to reward being a liar, being cruel, being corrupt, being a grifter, then all of a sudden, that is what you get.
You a grifter. That's you. Your nasty book is right behind you. Nasty book is right behind you. It's crazy. It's really wild.
Politicians become worse because being worse worked. Now, that doesn't mean that we give up. We just have to be honest about what happened. The country was not deceived by a carefully hidden agenda. Trump didn't run on one set of ideas and then govern in a completely different way. Trump screamed out the agenda at rallies, and he repeated it in interviews, and he posted it online, and he demonstrated it. And Americans were shown, listen, here's a degenerate. Here's a bunch of degenerates. You can vote for him. Here it is in high definition. It's not blurry. And they said, yeah, we're going to vote for that. So we've got to condemn every abuse. We have to resist every illegal act. We have to document every lie and prepare ourselves to be back in power and hold these people accountable. But spare me the surprise, okay? You voted for overt degenerates. What did you expect was going to happen? Now, this doesn't mean, and I've talked about this before as well, and it's worth mentioning, this doesn't mean that when people change their minds, we go, you are never allowed back. No, we go, hey, better late than never. You're welcome to come back and join the people trying to think a little more clearly about who should be leading us. But
man, shut up. This is a recruitment video. Yeah, I said, wonder if Whackman is the Luther Morgan's, is in the Luther Morgan's book of locales. He would fit perfectly. That's a fact. He would fit. He's one of the biggest locales out here.
But we're not going to pretend that this wasn't predictable because we all predicted it. It's not pat ourselves on the back. We were smart enough to see it. No, it was so damn obvious. But somehow tens of millions of people, either because of personal loyalty, a desire for revenge, hating Democrats, whatever, they went for it. So once you make the 180 and you realize you were screwed, I get emails from people going, David, I'm a Republican, but I can't support this. But I did for 2 or 3 elections. It's great that you're figuring it out. But we're not going to pretend that it was unknowable that when you elect degenerates, degeneracy is the outcome. We all expected it. And we've got...
You're definitely a degenerate, bro. I don't know if you just block that out in your mind, like you erase it. You're a degenerate, without a doubt. Like the fact that you're trying to point the finger and make it about Trump is crazy work.
Got to deal with the fact that tens of millions of people said, this is what I want. On the bonus show today, they thought I was Macaulay Culkin.
He did more shows.
I'm not kidding. I'm going to tell you probably the wackiest story from my LA trip. They believed I was Macaulay Culkin, and it created a whole hubbub. I'll also tell you what else I was up to, upcoming.
I believe you're Macaulay Culkin. I believe it. That might have been the most honest. They believed it. No, I believed it. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Definitely, just not even back then. You Macaulay Culkin now. That's an insult to Macaulay Culkin, though. Macaulay Culkin's out here chilling. He vibing. He got one of the baddest joints in the game. Talking about Brenda song. Yeah, she fine. That's his joint. He out here macking. And here come this bitch ass loser. They thought I was Macaulay Culkin. Want to be Macaulay Culkin. Not even Macaulay Culkin's brother. Crazy. That dude's a loser. Tell me what you think. In the comment section, hit the like button. All that good stuff. Hit the hype button too. And watch me on live streams. You can watch me on Kick, Twitch, or on my other YouTube channel where I live stream on. Go and find those. Links are in the description, more than likely. Or the pinned comment if I remember.